The last roar of Cthor, the Galactic Empire had conquered countless worlds, bending civilizations to its will. But on the remote jungle moon of Vorik 7, they encountered something that defied their rule, a beast so powerful that even the Empire's war machines trembled before it. Legend spoke of Cthor, a creature as ancient as the stars, its body covered in obsidian black armor, eyes burning with molten fury. It was said to be a guardian of the planet, a god among beasts. The Vorakians, the moon's primitive inhabitants, worshipped Cthor, offering sacrifices to keep its hunger at bay. But the Empire did not believe in myths. A legion of stormtroopers landed on Vorik 7, armed with plasma rifles, shock cannons, and orbital bombardment capabilities. Their mission: kill Cthor and secure the planet's resources. For days, they hunted through the thick, mist-covered jungles, their scanners picking up strange, shifting readings. One by one, troopers vanished. Some were found torn in half, their armor shattered like glass. Others were never seen again. Then, on the blood-red night of Vorik's eclipse, Cthor struck. The Empire's massive war mechs stood like towering giants in a clearing, their guns aimed in all directions. But they never saw it coming. From the darkness, the beast erupted, a mountain of muscle and rage, moving faster than any creature its size should. Blaster fire rained upon it, but the shots only seemed to enrage the beast. With a single swipe, Cthor tore through metal and flesh alike. The jungle echoed with screams. The Empire, unwilling to admit defeat, called upon its ultimate weapon, the Starcrusher Orbital Cannon. From space, a crimson beam of destruction lanced down, engulfing the jungle in fire and fury. The land burned. The sky wept black smoke. And Cthor let out one final, defiant roar before vanishing into the inferno. The Empire declared victory. Vorik 7 was theirs, but the Vorakians only smiled. The Empire thinks it has won, they whispered. But Cthor is no mere beast. It is the soul of this world. It never dies. It only waits. And in the ashes of the jungle, beneath the scorched earth, something stirred. The nightmare was not over. It was only beginning. The last roar of Zephyr, the Galactic Empire, had conquered 1,000 worlds, but only one creature had ever defied them, the Zephyr, the titan beast of Veldris Prime, standing over 50 feet tall, with scales harder than imperial steel and a roar that could shatter mountains. The Zephyr had protected its planet for millennia. Every time the Empire sent warships, they found their fleets crushed by the creature's sheer power. Blasters melted against its hide, and their mechs were torn apart like paper. Emperor Kale, furious at the resistance, ordered the deployment of the World Eater, a planet-killer weapon. A single pulse from its core could turn any world into dust. The Empire's scientists warned him, the Zephyr was ancient, tied to the very life force of Veldris Prime. To destroy it meant killing the entire ecosystem. Kale didn't care. As the World Eater fired, the Zephyr let out one final, earth-shaking roar. The sky burned, the seas boiled, and in moments, the mighty beast was no more. But as the dust settled, the Empire's fleet began to fail. Their ships lost power, their engines crumbled. Then they realized the truth: Zephyr had been the heart of the planet. Its death had unraveled the planet's energy, dragging the Imperial fleet into a black void. Emperor Kale watched in horror as his mighty empire suffered the same fate as the beast he had just slain. Veldris Prime was gone. And so, too, was the empire that had destroyed it. But legends say, in the dark corners of space, a deep, echoing roar can still be heard, the Galactic Empire's deadliest hunt. In the far reaches of the Andromeda Nebula, the Galactic Empire expanded its dominion, conquering worlds and bending civilizations to its will. Yet, one planet resisted, not with weapons or warships, but with a creature so powerful that it made even the Empire's mightiest warriors tremble. The planet, Xiphos 7, was a jungle world, thick with bioluminescent trees and rivers that pulsed with an eerie green glow. But deep within its dark heart lived the Zeren, a beast of nightmares. Towering over Imperial walkers, it had obsidian black scales that absorbed blaster fire, 6 burning red eyes that could pierce the soul, and talons that could slice through durasteel like paper. Its roar could shatter bones, and its hunger knew no bounds. The Empire sent battalion after battalion. Elite stormtroopers, Sith enforcers, even mechanized war droids, none returned. The Zeren hunted them, dragging their broken bodies into the darkness, leaving nothing but the echoes of their screams. It became a ghost story whispered in Imperial barracks, a legend that struck fear into even the bravest soldiers. But the Emperor himself grew impatient. He commanded Grand Moff Draxus, a ruthless strategist, to eliminate the creature once and for all. Armed with an experimental plasma cannon, Draxus descended upon Xiphos 7 with an entire fleet. He set fire to the forests, bombarded the mountains, and unleashed a barrage of destruction unlike any seen before. 4 days, silence followed. The beast was thought dead, but on the seventh night, as Draxus stood on the balcony of his flagship, a deep, guttural growl echoed from the jungle below. The lights flickered. The ship trembled. And before he could react, a claw the size of a starfighter burst through the hull. The Zarin had survived. And now, it was hunting them. The last roar. The Galactic Empire had conquered countless worlds, bending civilizations and creatures alike to their will. But on the remote jungle moon of Xiphos 7, they encountered something different, something primal, something beyond their understanding. They called it Vorak, a towering beast covered in obsidian black fur, its 6 crimson eyes glowing in the darkness. Vorak was no ordinary predator, it was the last of its kind, a creature whispered about in hushed legends, said to devour entire squads in a heartbeat. When the Empire set foot on Xiphos 7, Vorak fought back. It shredded soldiers in their armored suits, crushed vehicles with a swipe of its clawed limbs, and vanished into the mist before the Empire could react. The Emperor himself declared Vorak a threat to be eliminated. An elite battalion arrived, armed with plasma rifles, sonic cannons, and orbital bombardments. They torched the jungle, leaving no place to hide. Vorak roared one last time, a sound so deep, it sent shivers through the void. The Empire rained fire upon it, silencing that mighty call forever. The jungle moon fell silent. The Empire had won, but something strange happened. The next night, the moon trembled. In the darkness, 6 crimson eyes began glowing, thousands of them. Vorak had been the last of its kind, but not the last of its blood, and the Empire had made a grave mistake. Want me to expand on it or add anything?